Hello yarn friends, and welcome back to another episode of Yarn Happenings. If you are new here, my name is Brianna and I am the owner of Yarn Over Fibre and Crafting Co. in Regina, Saskatchewan. So there's a few things I want to share with you in this video today. I want to share with you what I was dyeing the last week and a half, a new pattern that I tried out that was actually named after me, and a new product that we have in the shop. So we will start with the new product that we have in the shop. This one finally came in. I know the sailor slipper has been going quite viral online as of late, and we just finally got in the Estelle slipper. So one ball will make a pair of felted slippers. So you use a 6mm needle, you make your slippers, and then in the pattern they actually have two different methods. There's a stovetop method and then the classic putting it in the washing machine. And one ball does a pair, and it does come in a variety of colors. So we have 5 colors in stock right now. And the pattern is free on the Estelle website. So if you are wanting to make felted slippers but maybe want something that's a little bit more simple, this is certainly an awesome product to use. These are $34.99, and you can find these on our website at yarnover.ca. Now, with what I've been dyeing the last week, so I was practicing a new technique for my confetti yarn, and was also playing with speckles. So let me grab that and I'll share that with you. So starting with the confetti yarn, so my first attempt, it gave more of a muted speckling, or I was going for a funfetti sort of sprinkle look, but I found that the colors kind of bled and I wasn't 100% happy with the result. So I tried a different technique and I got a much better result. So the colors are a lot more vibrant, they're much more in place, so this gives me more of a funfetti cake vibe. And this was our strawberry icing color. This one I started dyeing in the 100-gram skein along with the confetti cake. And it pairs with two new colors. So I was working with layering colors. So I took this one and then added a new layer to it. And then again, I continued to add a little bit more blue, and so now I have a lovely little pink to purple fade trio here. So this is strawberry icing, this is orchid, and then this is lilac. Now into my favorite part of the week, I was playing around with speckling, and I also wanted to try some of the other dye bases that I have just to see what does the color look like. So we have electric lime. The camera does not do this justice. This is almost like a highlighter green, but it does have some dark green speckles to it. I was very happy with this one. And this is probably my new favorite. And it kind of goes with the lilac color pretty well. And I call this Midnight Speckles. So it is a blue base, or sorry, a purple base, and then with royal blue and black speckles on it. One of the funny things with the name, so we have Midnight Cravings also here in Saskatchewan, and when I was writing the colorway on the tags, I wrote Midnight Speckle on all of them until I then looked at it again and went, oh, that should be midnight. So I sent them that little funny tidbit. Apparently I'm not the only one that does that, so that was nice to know. The oh, sorry, I also forgot. I will put a picture of it here. But my son William also dyed some yarn last Saturday. He wanted to do orange and green. I was not sure how that was going to turn out, but he was adamant about choosing an orange and a green, so he picked the colors. We put it in the pot, and actually it turned out quite nice. There was the odd little white patch, and the orange was blending into a yellow, so I just added a little touch of yellow to fill up those spots. But we have decided to call it Smash Pumpkin, and his 2 skeins have sold. So it's really fun to see him getting more and more interested in the fiber arts. I am also borrowing a drum carder, and he asked me about that, so I showed him how it worked. Well, then he was all excited to try the drum carder and blending some colors. So he's almost 6, but the fact that he's so passionate about playing with yarn dyeing and blending colors, I'm hoping that continues on as he gets older and keeps enjoying the fiber arts. So last thing I wanted to share with you all is a pattern that I recently tried out. I actually took a class on it because it had, I want to say about 5 or 6 techniques I'd never used before. So we decided to do a class on it here at the shop, and I wanted to take the class. So I learned about 6 new techniques, and it is the Brianna bandana. And this is by Plot Twist Designs. I will link the pattern in the description below. So this pattern was actually originally created for the Queen City Fibre Festival, and that's a fibre festival I put on each October here in Regina. So she made it for as the Queen City pattern for 2025. But she also named it after me, so it's the Brianna Bandana Cowl. So I took the class and I made my own Brianna bandana. So with some of the new techniques that I learned, so she starts with a pinhole cast on, and then on the edges you use a right raised increase. In the middle you do a pearl twin over, and you do I believe it's a salvage chain edge to do your first section. And then when you're doing your color work, you're doing stranded color work, but you're still doing it in garter stitch. So the right side, easy peasy like normal. The wrong side, have some patience. But then that is what the underside looks like. One of the other things I really enjoy about this cowl is I find there's so many cowl patterns that the neckline is so stretched out. Especially when you live here in Saskatchewan, it gets freaking cold here. So it was really nice to have a cowl that actually just sits around your neck. And the other thing I really enjoyed is that if needed, I can pull this over my nose when the wind is insane here. So I really enjoy the Brianna bandana. It was a really fun project to work on. She has since updated her pattern to actually include the video tutorials. Her pattern was already beautifully written and had all the new techniques written out. I am much more of a visual learner, hence why I wanted to take the class. So I really appreciated that she also added those video tutorials to her pattern as well. Karen from Plot Twist Designs doing this pattern, I feel so special. She has also recently released a crochet version of this cowl as well. And so for the crochet version, I believe she uses a linen stitch for this main part, and then she uses a harvest stitch for the color work. And that pattern is called Cetera. I will also link that in the description below. But thank you all for joining me today at Yarn Happenings. I hope you all have a fabulous day, and let me know in the comments what is your current work in progress? What are you working on for January 2026? Y'all have a great day. Bye.